Welcome back, dear viewers. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Hala Kuwait on KTV2, the family channel. And I'm pleased to be joined by our distinguished guest, Mr. Saleh Alobaid, who is a social media photographer. A very good evening to you, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Arman. Thank you for having me here on this platform.
Now, Saleh, what goes through your mind when you are waiting for the perfect moment to take a picture?
It's a good question. So I always tend to become picky when it comes to finding the right moments, because I always tend to snap photos rapidly, one by another, and then I'll get to decide which actual photo fits the scenario that I really want, or is to get to decide later which photo is the best.
And how can you find a new perspective on something that people have already seen, photographers have already taken a picture of? How can you get a new angle on something like that?
It's a good question, because I always tend to come up with new ideas somehow that people who have seen less of those ideas. So I always tend to come up with an idea somehow that people who hasn't come up with the same idea that I have already coming up with. As an example, one of the rarest ideas that people who have chosen is to take photos of is to involve a grass with lens, is to shoot targets through grass or through leaves, which is something that some people who hasn't followed that idea commonly.
So through other objects, it could be in grass, it could be, I think I've seen like through glass as well, or something like that. Maybe?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so there's different types of places to find the muse, I'm sure. Saleh, now, can you tell us, how has your eye for detail evolved since you first started?
Okay. Ever since I've started photography over the past few years, it all happened the day that I switched from automatic photography to manual photography. For people who have been using manual photography, will kind of relate to the things that I'm about to mention. You tend to notice and become very picky of every aspect or of every object that you'd see through your camera, as well as involving with the technical settings in your camera.
Right. Yeah.
So you'll tend to evolve eventually, but not overnight, but over the period of time.
So a lot of attention to detail, Saleh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is the most difficult emotion to capture in a still image?
It's a good question. I always follow the concept of it's now or never, meaning that this is your only chance to capture a still image or a subject that you are going to capture. As a prime example, if you are at an event and you see fireworks are playing, you'll have the tension inside your head that it's now or never, that this is your only time, this is your only chance to capture this moment before it's too late. And once it's gone, it's gone. So I always prepare myself prior to that.
Now, I'm sure in these types of situations, the timing is very important. So how do you know exactly when to click the shutter?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, is that I always have my technical settings prepared, such as the ISO, the shutter speed, and the white balance or the Kelvin color balance. I have to make sure that all these settings are set depending on which location or which place that I'm surrounding myself with.
Do you mind just elaborating on what are those things, like the ISO and for those that don't know photography lingo?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for the beginners,
ISO is short for something?
so ISO means is the level of the brightness.
I see.
Yeah, or the level of exposure. You'll get to see how dark or how bright the camera is or the lens is, involving with the aperture and the white balance and the Kelvin color balance. So for manual photographers, would understand all the things that I've just mentioned, but for the new photographers, that they need more time to familiarize themselves with these words that I've just mentioned. So me, me when I used to be a beginner photographer, I'd had to face tough times to finally understand what these terms are, until I, got myself used to that. So.
Well, I can attest and give you from first experience, dear viewers, that you have come leaps and bounds, and I've seen your work, and it is remarkable, the progress I'm sure that you're mentioning. Now, what do you do when the environment doesn't match the vision that you have in your mind?
Once I realize that the environment doesn't match my vibe or doesn't match the goal that I'm trying to reach, I'd always, tell myself that okay, it's time to put my camera away and then go about my day or focus on something else, because sometimes, for example, part of the reasons why I'd have to put my camera away is that some people around me do not want to be on camera, and I can relate to that. So, a part of me as a photographer, I always respect people's privacy. Sometimes I don't want to, be on camera, but sometimes I don't have a choice but to appear on camera. But going back to my main answer is I'd always tend to put my camera away the second I don't feel, the vibe matches my vibe. I mean, the environment vibe doesn't match my vibe.
Now, Saleh, I would like to know, why do you leave some parts of the photo empty?
Okay, so that question means why do you leave the subject or the target on the side and show like the rest of is to show like the rest of the photo. Okay, so that question means why do you show the subject on the side, not at the center of the photo? It's kind of another way to showcase a photographer's creativities. Sometimes, so sometimes I use that kind of a technique to showcase my photography skills by showcasing the subject on the side of the screen or of the photo, in order to showcase part of my creativities.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to pause there, of course, as we'd like to go to a quick break, and we'll be back. Now, dear viewers, we'd like to take this moment and move on to this report, but stick around because there's much more to cover and more questions that we'd like the answers from our dear guest here. So let's watch this report, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, dear viewers, and I'm pleased to be joined once again with our dear guest here, Mr. Saleh Alobaid, who's a social media photographer. Now, Mr. Saleh, I'd like to ask you, how do you balance technical settings with the feelings of the moment?
So before I arrive at the location where I'm about to take photos at, is to prepare my manual technical settings. Such as adjusting the ISO balance, adjusting the Kelvin balance, and adjusting the aperture balance, which usually they're all set before, but I always manually to check them out before I start snapping photos. The only part that I need to constantly check is the ISO and the shutter speed.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, what is the biggest creative risk you have taken recently?
Yeah, it's a funny question. I came from a visit to the United States and Mexico. I spent my Christmas season there.
Right.
So after visiting the U.S., I flew into Mexico City, and I spent 5 days there. So during my stay, I went out to snap spontaneous moments that I wanted to find them memorable to me. One of the biggest creative risk that I've taken was taking photos of police officers while they're on duty.
I see.
Yeah, I took some photos of them, and every time when I look at those photos, I always remember how fearful experience that was, because you do not want to put yourself at risk by being caught,
exactly,
or by being arrested and cause a scene in public, which is embarrassing for everyone. So luckily, I stayed in a long distance, and I zoomed in to those fine fellow officers, and I took photos of them spontaneously while they're on duty. So yeah, and I find them meaningful and beautiful at the same time.
Is it fair to say those are one of your favorite pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So how do you know when a photo is truly finished, Saleh?
Good. So some photos that are not worth, I wouldn't say that, some photos that are not required to edit them, but one of the photos that I would consider it fully finished is after editing that specific photo on an editing software. And my favorite editing software is called the Lightroom. So that software also can be downloaded on your phone, or you can use it on your laptop or any smart device.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you find new ideas when you see the same things every day?
It doesn't happen very often because every day is the same day, so you always come up with ways to find something new and to learn something new. When it comes to photography, it doesn't happen day after day, but it happens eventually, or every once in a while, to come up with a new photography strategy in order to master myself and photography skills.
What do you want people to think about after seeing your work?
Simply to showcase my work, to showcase my creativity, my excellence in this hobby, which is my main favorite hobby, which is photography. Not only to show them my creativity, but also to let other private businesses see my work. Maybe they might be able to to reach out to me if they need help with photography or fashion photography or any type of photography of any kind.
Well, Mr. Saleh, it's always a pleasure having you, and thank you for stopping by once again, and we wish you good luck in those endeavors in your future.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arman. Thank you so much for having me in this platform.
Thank you. Well, dear viewers, that was Mr. Saleh Alobaid, who's a social media photographer. Now we go on to this report, so let's watch it together, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.